We are in the month of Adar. Adar is a wonderful month. It's a month of joy. Literally, God said, I'm going to take a whole month and call it a month of happiness and joy. Why? Because Purim's coming up. And Purim is an amazing day, a special day, one of the most unique days in the Jewish calendar is Purim. So you see, God knows how to throw a party. God knows about having fun because there's one day that is all about being joyous. But God says, you know, what's one day? One day comes and goes so fast. We'll make the whole month a whole build-up. So the whole month of Adar is this idea of we fly into this great place for Purim. So the first 2 weeks are just, we want to get more and more into this joyous state. And then we come down slowly for another 2 weeks till we get to the next month. So it's a month of joy. It's a whole beautiful idea to infuse a certain energy in our activity, and it's important. Now, one more thing to prove to you, if you're still not convinced that God knows how to throw a party, and ultimately we have to tap into that life is a party type of energy, but with responsibility in the right way. So everything that could be twisted and turned into something, you know, which is horrible, which not true, lies and destructive and harmful for us, can be used in a positive. Many things are really double-edged, like a double-edged sword. Could be positive, could be negative. We could take the idea of a party in the wrong direction, and unfortunately we see that out there. We could take it in the right direction. So here God created a month to take happiness and an idea of a more festive, from a Torah perspective, experience a whole month where it culminates in the middle with this one day of Purim. Now, Purim is an amazing party day, and what would a party be without? Alcohol, right? Every real party has alcohol, right? And unfortunately, we know that there are places that have alcohol, and they're not. It's not helping them; it's hurting them, because when you get drunk and you allow the animal within you to just run wild, be free, let him out of his cage. So you have an uncaged animal making a mess of your life and that animal, because the animal works through you. So we have to know the difference between, you know, God forbid, this concept of a secular world where there's bars and nightclubs and everyone's getting drunk, and we know what that leads to. We know where that leads. And then God says, I have a day in my calendar that I want you to get drunk. Not only drunk, according to the literal interpretation, and some rabbis paskin halachically, you have an obligation to get plastered, super drunk, till you reach the point where you don't really know what's going on. It's really you go out of your mind, which is itself a question. What does it mean that God says there's a day I want you to go out of your mind? So I have my own take is that in order to stay sane in this crazy world, you got to go crazy at least once. So Purim is our way to like just go crazy, and then we have to be sane the rest of the year. So it's crazy for a purpose. And what it is it's not going, here's the difference. When you go out of your mind, there are two places you could go. You with me? Where can I go? If I step out of my mind, which is, by the way, the top part of my body for a reason, this is the highest I can reach is my mind. My greatest faculty is my mind. So why would I leave that faculty? I go out of my mind, so where am I going? 2 seconds, you're going to get it like this. So if I go out of my mind, where am I trying to go now? If I went out of my mind. So there are two ways you can go, like many things. You can go either beyond your mind, or you can go below. You can go be like another animal that's just running around doing nonsense, or you go beyond the mind, go deeper, go higher than the mind, because even the mind is limited. So the point of getting drunk on Purim is not to go be an idiot, to go be a comedian and a clown, and really the only one you're entertaining is yourself. You know, when you think you're very funny, you're the only one sometimes, especially if you've drunk a lot. Getting drunk is to go beyond your mind, not to go out of your mind to be stupid, but to go beyond the limits of the mind and create a new you, but a better you. Then come back into the mind and focus, because we're here to ultimately be connected to God always. And he says, but that connection is limited because you're limited. Go beyond yourself and then come back in, and you'll have more potential, more possibilities that you can accomplish. So that's a little bit of making sense out of the getting drunk on Purim, right? There's a purpose. Every moment of our life has to be infused with purpose. So what's the purpose in getting drunk? It's not to go crazy and to become stupid, but to go out of the limits of your mind and to go beyond your mind. Because ultimately, there's a divine soul in you, and there's a divine reality that's beyond the limits of your brain. And when you can tap into that, then you can begin to feed your brain from something higher than your mind. Then your mind becomes a more godly mind. And your life purpose that your mind governs and navigates and runs becomes a more godly life. So the point of getting drunk is really to break out of the animal that we are, not to embrace that animal and go be stupid. That's certainly not the point. Now, there's another key component of Purim which we have to appreciate. And again, in our context, as I'm saying, it's the whole month. It's a whole month to tap into the Purim energy. So what's the deepest part of the Purim energy is from the problem, we'll find the solution. The problem was that we were sleeping. Problem number one. When you sleep, in the analogy, you sleep, you dream, you're missing that connection to reality. You're not focused. But number two, and it's Haman who says it, we were scattered. We were a nation divided and scattered, separate. And the power of the Jewish soul and the power of the energy of the Jewish people is within our unity. And so the problem was we were sleeping, we weren't focused, and we were separated. We weren't connected with brotherly love and a unity where we were all in it together. We were selfish. We were falling into more of a selfish mode, me for myself. And that makes us separate. So the solution of Purim is to kind of get control of your mind. The process, as I mentioned, is through getting drunk to come back with a stronger focus and a more godly component within your life approach. But the second part of this is to connect with Avas Yisrael, with the love of your fellow, and to connect as a people and as a family, and with your friends and your fellow. That is the most powerful weapon we have, is our unity. And that's the solution to Purim as well. That they were separated and then they reunited. So there's the idea of me reuniting within myself and becoming more focused. And there's me reuniting with the people around me, my people, my friends, my neighbors, and getting along better with peace and harmony in community. And that's also part of Purim, because we see what the rabbis were particular. And aside from getting drunk, they said you also must invite people. We invite people to our homes. It's not one of the rabbinic things, but we invite people into our homes to celebrate together. And we send gifts to the people that we're connected to. We strengthen those connections by thinking of them and remembering them in our moment of joy, to send gifts to each other. So look at what happens. It's very interesting. In our moment of joy, we are remembering people and sending them gifts in order that we should connect even people that are distant from us in that joy. It's a beautiful thing that brings us the bond closer, stronger to each other. So with these ideas, we see the beautiful power and design, the divine design within Purim as a special day, which affects an entire month, which ultimately is meant to affect an entire year. And this is the way to do it. We gotta. If you go to a store when it's closed, you can't get what it has to offer. If we go for all this joy and breaking out of our limits and breaking out of our mind and trying to unite, if we do it in the wrong time, we're not using the power and potential that there is invested in that time. Now's the time to party with God. God throws the best party. We see that. Purim is the greatest party because it's a kosher party with God. So Purim is a time to party with God, with your fellow Jew, and kind of get in touch with the you that's been hiding from you all along. You want to get within you, within your fellow, and within God. It's like a triple unity that we're accomplishing through the joy and the elevation of Purim, but not an escape. We're not trying to run away. We're trying to elevate, to bring all that potential and power back down into my life for the year. We have a wonderful, joyous, exciting, happy, fulfilling, out of this world party of your life, Purim, and may it affect the rest of your year to be the greatest, most effective, accomplished year that you can have with joy, with that joy you take with you from Purim.